Okay, hi everyone. I am just going to give you an overview of what we are going to be focusing on for week 2 of our FLOC summer session. So I just want to walk through the module that I've created on Canvas in our shell to give you a sense of what's in store. So the first thing I have is to select which episode you'd like to listen to of the Teaching in Higher Ed podcast. So both of these episodes are about 30 to 40 minutes. You can either listen to them right in the Canvas shell, so just click on the little play button and it will play right
Today
there.
on
Oops. Or you can click on the link and it will lead you to the Teaching in Higher Ed website where you can find a place to play the podcast or the actual transcript of the podcast if you'd like to read along. And then after you've listened to either one, both of these are ones that I've found helpful in terms of thinking about online teaching as larger methodology and sort of our philosophy or why we're teaching online and what we want students to get out of things. I'm asking you to go to the Padlet that I've embedded in the Canvas shell and post a reflection on whichever episode of the podcast you listen to. So anything that you got out of it that you think is really significant or relates to your own particular class, or was there a tool that they mentioned or a way of thinking about online learning that resonated with you? If there's nothing, then you can post that too. And then make sure you include your name in any post or comment that you make so that we know who is posting. And then you can go ahead and comment on somebody else's post too, just to carry on the conversation. So I have set up the Padlet here, and you just type in your response and then you click post when you're ready to post. So I started out with my post right there. All right. The next thing, or the main thing that we're working on this week, is the identifying our learning goals for our fall 2020 courses. So this is something that we're all very familiar with doing this. We all probably do this on our syllabi anyway. But I really want you to think about any goals that you are having trouble thinking about how you're going to translate to an online space. Thinking through, just in general, anything that you're particularly worried that won't translate well. Feel free to share what you usually do to accomplish that goal in the classroom, whether it's an assessment or an activity or just this, way that you usually teach some certain material. And then I want us to just go ahead and comment and share any tips or resources that you think might help others deal with what they're struggling with. So I have embedded a Google Doc into our Canvas module. So once you hit authorize, you should be able to get into this Google Doc and you'll be able to edit it, add comments, and just add on to the document. So since we are all working together, I thought this would be a way that we could easily collaborate asynchronously or synchronously. If people are on at the same time, they can edit at the same time. And just sort of thinking about resources that people are sharing or their struggles that they're thinking about and giving some feedback and comments. And then the last thing I have is if you want to contribute again to the triumphs and fails discussion, I have a discussion board available to do that. So something that you've been working on this week that you really succeeded in, something that you're really worried about, post it, and then we can give each other some feedback or some commiseration as needed. And that is what I want to do overall with week 2. I will see you all on Thursday for our Zoom session, and we can maybe think through and talk about the learning goals, especially, and thinking through any particular troubles that we're having with any of the Canvas tools that we've been using so far, just sort of get a sense of moving into more of the technology stuff and how to really keep students engaged for the next couple weeks. That's what we'll be working on. All right, thanks everyone, and I will see you soon.